We've all seen those brands that come off as insincere or just plain boring. These brands suck. They're easy to spot and we've all seen them. But how can you ensure that you avoid being one of them? What can you do to be certain that your brand and your business really captures the hearts of your customers and in essence helps you dominate your market, even if you're a new brand or a small business that no one's heard of yet? That's what we're going to talk about here today. We're cutting through all the noise, the gimmicks, and I'm going to teach you how to build a brand that's authentic as it is impactful. Forget the outdated tactics of yesteryear. We're diving headfirst into what works today, right now, in the real world. And I have 5 action steps to share with you that will help you really adjust your approach and also transform your brand for better results. And make sure you stick around to the end, because number 5, that one really serves to kind of string them all together. And if you're new to my channel, this is Startup 3, your go-to guide for business tips and entrepreneurial advice during your first 3 years in business. I'm Gary Smith, a U.S. Army veteran, a business and marketing adjunct professor. I teach in the Graduate School of Business, and like you, I'm an entrepreneur. It's on this channel that I teach action steps and strategies designed to help you launch, grow, and thrive during those first 3 years of your business. Now, let's take a look at the journey into branding, because it's more about just logos and taglines. It's about forging a deep connection with your market. So the very first thing we need to establish, and I want to teach you, is the foundation of any great brand, which is your message. Now, this means before anything else, action step number 1 is define your core message. In other words, why does your brand exist? This is the first question you should answer, because every successful brand either solves a problem or it fulfills a need. So your core message must stem from the understanding of this problem and your unique approach to solving it. This isn't just what you do or how you do it, but why it matters to your audience, which encompasses your clients, your customers, and your potential customers. Your whole brand's existence should hinge on a purpose that resonates emotionally with your target audience. In other words, explaining, why your brand matters involves more than stating the obvious. Anyone can do that. It's about connecting on an emotional level with the people that you're aiming to serve. For example, if your brand is in the health food industry, your core message isn't just about selling health food products. It's about promoting a healthier, more vibrant way of life that your customers desire, right? It's about the personal journey of wellness that each customer experiences when they choose your brand. And the reason why this message works so well is because it tends to tap into the emotional aspects of your audience's decision-making process. It's crystal clear why they should care about your brand. That said, once you create your clear and compelling core message, it should act as a cornerstone for all your branding efforts. Now, this ensures that every marketing message, every product, every customer interaction reinforces what your brand stands for. Your message and your consistency are really key to building trust and loyalty, which are indispensable in your marketplace. Because hey, whether you know it or not, you've got competitors. So you need to make sure this is right. This is the foundation that you build everything else on top of. In essence, defining your core message is really about discovering the heart of your brand and making sure that that heart beats in sync with the desires and the needs of your customers. It's what makes your brand relevant. It's what makes it authentic and ultimately preferred over others. Remember, people don't just buy products or services. They buy into meaningful stories, meaningful visions. So let your core message be that vision that you want others to rally behind. And here's the thing, you've got to make sure it's genuine and you need to be transparent, because authenticity, that isn't just a buzzword. It's what distinguishes brands that last and build relationships from those that suck and struggle to connect. And the easiest way to do this is through stories, because here's the thing, the primary way that we connect emotionally with others is through stories. It's something that's hardwired into us. It goes back thousands of years, and it's well documented that sharing stories goes back long before human beings had even yet figured out how to read or write. Stories, in a way, they help us understand the world and find some common ground. And when you share your own personal experiences, or let's say you have genuine testimonials from clients, you're not just merely promoting a service. You're showcasing the real impact that your work has had on other people's lives. And it doesn't matter what product or service or even what industry you're in, because what I'm teaching you here right now, this is not industry specific. For example, let's take another one. Let's see that you're a freelance graphic designer. What could you do? Share your journey about why you chose this path, right? Talk about your passion for visual storytelling and how you've combined that with your desire to help businesses grow through art and design. This can resonate deeply with potential clients, and highlighting client testimonials that speak to how your designs have transformed their companies. Well, hey, that can powerfully illustrate the value that you're bringing to the table. And I would tell you this, I would say to err on the side of being real and raw. It helps humanize your brand, because in an environment where, well, there's so much digital interaction, showing the human side of your business, that can really set you apart. Now, if you watch enough of my videos, you'll notice I mispronounce words all the time. I might take a few extra seconds to pause and think about what I want to say. And I definitely say way more than what I should. But I leave most of that stuff in there. I don't edit it out because it's real and it's how I talk. If we were sitting across the table from each other, that's how we would be talking. And when potential clients, they see real things like testimonials, and they hear about specific examples where your product or your service has really made a difference, they're more likely to believe in your capabilities and trust you with their own products. Trust, really, I would say it's a type of currency, and it's especially critical in the service and the freelance industries, where that personal connection, that often is what tips the scales in terms of doing business, making a deal. But in all industries, all sectors, trust should always be preeminent. Remember, people gravitate towards products and services that they feel are personal and accessible. And this approach doesn't just attract clients. What it does is it turns them into long-term partners and advocates for your brand. Now, let's focus on a key element that will really move your brand forward exponentially. So, action step number 2 is about creating valuable content consistently. Remember, content is not just king, it's the entire kingdom. In today's digital age, that's what it is. And it doesn't matter what type of business you have, it's the primary way that your brand communicates with your current and your potential customers. And that could be maybe through website posts, through videos, through podcasts, through social media content. The important thing is that the content you create should be significant in terms of value, regardless of whether it's educational, inspirational, or just entertainment. So if you don't currently have a content strategy and you're starting from zero, think about the type of content that aligns well with your brand's core message and really resonates with your audience. If you're a consultant, for example, educational content that really demystifies the complicated concepts or offers practical advice, that would be tremendously valuable to your audience. Or let's say that your brand's more lifestyle focused, perhaps inspirational or entertaining content that tends to kind of uplift your audience and keep them coming back for more. And remember, by audience, I'm referring to your clients, your customers, and your potential customers. That's who we're talking about when I'm using the term audience in this content. Now, that also raises the question, okay, how do you keep producing content without burning out? And as someone who creates a lot of content, I would say to document more than you just create. And what I mean by that is, instead of constantly trying to come up with new content, start documenting your everyday business journey. And this approach is less about, well, fabricating idealized content and more about letting people into the real world of your brand, right? The process, the successes, and yes, even the struggles. And depending what type of business you have, sharing a few of those behind the scenes along your brand's journey, that's more than just filling your content calendar. It tends to build a strong connection, and it shows your audience that there are real people behind your brand working hard, facing challenges, hopefully celebrating some wins the same as they do. And this authenticity, it not only humanizes the brand, but it also engages your audience in a narrative that they can follow along with, and it invests them in that emotionally. For example, let's say a freelance web developer goes and creates the process and shows the whole thing from concept to launch. This includes the challenges, the solutions along the way, and then incorporates part of their strategy, right? This is really a twofold benefit, because it not only demonstrates your expertise, but it also engages the audience in each step of the process, making them feel like they're part of that journey with you. That said, consistency in your content creation also establishes reliability. And when your audience knows what to expect from you regularly, right, they're more likely to stay engaged, they're more likely to subscribe, they're more likely to recommend your brand to others. Now, by consistency, that doesn't mean posting every day. It means setting up a schedule that's realistic and then sticking with it, whether that's bi-weekly articles, maybe weekly videos, or even daily social media updates. And always err on the side of creating quality over quantity, because creating valuable content consistently is about more than just keeping your audience informed. It's about making them feel included and connected to your brand on a regular basis. Quality will really keep your content rich in value and true to your brand's voice. And this is something that you can document over time as your audience grows.